Hello, I'm Jesse Palmer, and welcome to Recipe to Riches, where one Canadian home cook will win $250,000.
This is humongous.
Our judges, celebrity chef and cookbook author, Laura Calder.
It's completely unique. I've never had anything like it.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm so excited.
Marketing guru, Tony Chapman.
I don't think somebody's gonna buy fish in a bucket.
And product development expert, Dana McCauley.
I think we have some challenges turning this into a product.
It was really hard to hear.
Our judges go coast to coast, searching for the very best in 7 different food categories.
I hope it wins.
Each week, finalists compete in one category to prove their products are ready for market.
You're going for a serious prize.
It's hot.
Now it's time to get serious.
That was a disaster.
Then, with the help of Galen Weston, executive chairman of Loblaw, Canada's largest grocery chain,
This was an extremely difficult decision.
a winner is declared. Each weekly winner takes home $25,000
Oh, I can't bear it. It's too much.
and sees their recipe join the prestigious President's Choice line on store shelves across the country.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Then it's your turn, Canada.
I want you to all try the bacon stampeder.
On the final showdown, your vote will determine the winner of our $250,000 grand prize,
It actually smells like $250,000.
sending one Canadian home cook from recipe to riches. Let's get this party started with tonight's category, appetizers. Canada's home cooks served up several rounds of delicious appetizers on your cross-Canada auditions. Let's take a look. The call went out to Canada's home cooks, and hundreds answered with their amazing appetizers. However, only a select few received the prized golden recipe card.
I gotta go through this store in 1 second, figure out what it is for and how do I serve it, and I'm still confused.
I made Mount Etna's risotto ball explosion.
I really like the taste of your arancini, but this tastes a bit tomato pasty.
Don't say that.
It's like the best bite of nachos, but it's every bite.
You can't do this at a party.
Depends on the kind of party. Watching football, watching hockey.
We've evolved male gender over the years. and
Really?
Yes.
Food TV's the place to be for my pulled pork recipe.
You know this is Recipe to Riches and not that other singing competition, right?
Right.
Good.
I feel like I should make an acceptance speech.
These are essentially Italian stuffed olives. These come from my father's hometown in Italy. Over the years, I've made them my own.
A for effort,
Yeah.
but I do have that feeling like I should be getting down and praying in front of this or something.
I think this is one of the most original things I've seen.
Thank you so much.
My name is Hulda. I am 72 years young. What we're eating here now is Hulda's salted fish cake.
Fish in general is a tough product to move because it's very polarizing.
How you doing?
Very well, thanks. You gave us a beer. Good man.
Any type of bribery, I say. I have made a cheesesteak bruschetta. The families loved it, and it seemed to take off, so.
I think it's pretty generic.
These are itty-bitty meat pies. I wanted to modernize a Quebecois classic, put it out there to Canada, because I don't think people outside of Quebec really eat tourtière.
These are very well made. You can obviously cook.
It's a Christmas dish in its traditional form. And we have told everybody, please rethink it. Let's make it so we can sell it more than 1 month a year. You've done that. You've done a great job. I want to give you a gold card right now.
Yeah, we don't care what you think, Tony.
I guess not.
Thank you so much.
Hello there, welcome. This looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, this is a chicken grenade.
Am I to throw it at you?
No, actually, this is for eating, and you're gonna love this. Bacon, chicken fillet, a slice of Monterey Jack cheese, a pickled jalapeno pepper, rolled together like in a pinwheel, and then grilled for about 30 minutes.
Well, you love it.
Hell yeah. For Super Bowl Sunday, you roll that out, and you're hitting them with a major flavor.
I agree. This is man food. This is poker night. This is fishing.
And this is personality.
After-snack.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm leading. Let this guy move forward. You're officer, congratulations. Great job.
Yeah.
Over the course of thousands of auditions, our judges narrowed the field down to just 3.
Rock and roll.
Our appetizer finalists are Sarah Bradine and her mini tourtières, John Grass and his grilled chicken skewers, Deanna Petrini and her stuffed olives.
Welcome.
Hello.
So, Laura, what did you see in Sarah, John, and Deanna's appetizers you like so much?
Well, in Sarah's, I liked something really traditional, a meat pie, meat pastry, and usually they're bland, and yours wasn't. It had a lot of other exciting flavors in there.
You've created such a delicious pastry that's very flaky but still holds together so that your meat pie can actually be eaten out of hand.
John, you too had a flavor explosion with your chicken grenades with bacon and cheese and also those interesting jellies which made it sort of sweet savory, so interesting mix.
I loved your name, and more importantly, your name brought to life your product.
And I loved the olives because they had meat on the outside, crunch on the very outside, and you went through 3 layers into the salty, fruity olive, so very delish.
You've taken what is sort of a ubiquitous part of the cocktail party and have made them new and exciting. I'm really enthusiastic about this competition.
Okay, let's get to know Sarah, John, and Deanna.
I'm a contemporary twist on a Canadian classic. I'm an actress living in Montreal. I am a busy kind of person. I'm trying to sort of juggle many hats at the moment. My family means everything to me. It is a huge priority in my life to cook wonderful, nutritious, different meals for my kids.
Can Jesse have this?
I submitted my itty-bitty meat pies as a tribute to my father, excuse me, who passed away last September. And I think he'd love them.
Well, look at this one. This is a AUFC final, 38-38. I played football in university for 6 years. It is a violent sport, but it's a great sport.
I-25.
While I was going to university, I was an orderly at the hospital. I love dealing with the elderly. We're really close. Mom and Dad started this.
8.
We bought the home. It was exciting to see we make a difference in people's lives. This recipe, I've been working on it probably for the last 3 years, and they are good.
Speak stretch as far as you're comfortable.
What would $250,000 do? If we had more, we would do more. If I wanted to build another home, I've got my down payment now. That would make a big difference.
Okay, let's flip this baby over. I was in corporate sales for 15 years. I decided I needed to do something different.
Oh, you know what?
I started a matchmaking business. I mean, my mother's been a matchmaker for about 10, 12 years now. My mother's got the great story. She's lived in a lot of different countries and she's had a lot of adventure.
Do we have a banana cake there?
We decided to write this book about her life through her recipes.
Hummingbird cake, you will write Papa's story.
Each recipe comes from a different place and a different time. The olive story is in there because it is the history of our family. It's impossible not to add. With $250,000, I'd love to enjoy it with friends and family. So we're gonna have some fun.
Tonight, one of those 3 finalists will walk away with $25,000 and watch their appetizer become a President's Choice product this weekend. We'll be right back. The call went out to Canada's home cooks, and hundreds answered with amazing appetizers.
These are very well made. You can obviously cook.
The judges narrowed the field down to the top 3.
Yes! Strong and bold.
Our appetizer finalists are Sarah Bradine and her mini tourtières, John Grass and his grilled chicken skewers, Deanna Petrini and her stuffed olives. Okay, Sarah, John, and Deanna, it's time to upsize your recipes. So get ready for your batch up challenge. Take your home recipe and scale it up to 500 appetizers.
500 olives. It takes me 3 hours to make 60.
Lucky for you, you won't be alone. Let's bring out your product development mentors. Jason Rosso, Maggie McEwen, and David Burnett.
Yeah,
Maggie, I can't even see you back there behind the mountain. That is John. How you doing back there? You okay?
I'm great.
These guys are the pros. And while they're here to help and advise you in a commercial kitchen, they can't cook for you. So don't forget, this is your recipe. And at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be judged on the final results. Because after this challenge, one of your Recipe to Riches journeys will be over. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Sarah, John, and Deanna have less than 6 hours to finish their massive batches.
I'm going into the kitchen. I see all my spices. This is it. This is really happening. I'm in a commercial kitchen.
I have never seen so many olives. I can't believe it.
I'm gonna go ahead and tuck into your itty bitty meat pies.
Yes, itty bitty meat pies.
Okay. We're working with some spice notes that, when it comes to scaling up and batching up, can become very troublesome.
Right.
Ones like clove, especially. We'll have to make sure that measurement-wise, we're spot on, dead on. How are your math skills?
They're terrible.
Okay, well, we're gonna have
When
to...
I learned that I had to jump my recipe up to 500 pastries, those numbers were extremely scary for me.
20 cups?
Yes. A lot of
Is
pastry.
1 cup times 10, 20?
No, it's not.
1 cup times
This is
10.
ridiculous. Like, I don't have those math genes. I'm not that person. I'm an instinct person.
I need to know how many pounds of shortening you need in there.
These are our chicken grenades. Bacon wrapped. Oh, there's a jalapeno cheese, and the sauce over top is hot red pepper jelly and apple jelly.
When you're batching up, you could be batching up 5,000, 10,000. You can't put them all on the grill. So my recommendation would be to put them in the oven and then finish them on the grill.
Oh, okay.
This is a recipe that existed for a very long time in Italy.
What's the most you've ever made of this recipe?
I think I've made 75.
75 pieces.
Yes.
Okay, so you know we have to make 500 appetizers here, right?
Yeah.
I need to tell you something. It's been deemed and sort of ordered to us that 1 appetizer doesn't represent 1 olive. One appetizer will represent 2 olives.
Okay.
Which means we need to make 1,000 olives.
1,000. I think it's totally unfair. If my olives were larger, I'd only have to make 500, and it would have taken the same amount of time. Okay, Matt.
Yes.
Get our team pitting olives.
He spends 10. The potatoes are on. The mushrooms are shredded. The aromatics are on their way. The pastry is a little bit. This is dry. Yeah, mine is not usually this dry. So I've done something.
The pastry just didn't come together the same way because of my measurements.
That's what my recipe always works with, so I don't know what to do.
If that dough doesn't work, you have to make more, or else you have absolutely nothing to put in front of the judges.
Okay.
In the end, I made the executive decision I wanted to do it again.
I don't think it's gonna work the
Then
way
what
I
do we
would
do
like
with
it
it?
to.
What do we do with it?
I think we should make a new batch.
So we make another batch? Let's go.
Okay, looking good. We're almost there. Got another 450 to go. 460, 470. Lots. This kitchen, it's mayhem. There's people who are looking to be told what to do, and I'm trying to figure out what's my role here.
If you touch the chicken, don't touch the cheese. Focus, focus, focus. John is slow to start with the challenge. What he needs to do is pick up the pace and start taking more control. Fast, 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 fast.
I respect Maggie. She's amazing. But there was a point when she lit a fire, and it burnt. She was getting right up my nose, and I don't get a lot of that. I don't get a lot of that.
How far away are you from finishing?
I'm almost finished. Can you taste the cinnamon in it?
No, right now I'm having trouble picking up the spice notes.
I don't work in a precise fashion. I don't work with recipes. I don't do that. I'm not, you know what? I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna eyeball the whole thing and see.
I definitely need salt because honestly, it just tastes bland right now, Sarah.
That's fair enough. That's fine.
I felt like I was gonna adjust the spice. I was gonna get there. I had David in my ear being like, this is garbage. I knew I was gonna get there.
You need to give me something because right now, this is not what we tasted before, okay?
Could I please have, thank you, a small bowl, please, and a measuring spoon. Excuse me, do you mind if I do this?
No. Why are you doing that?
Because I want to get it off the bottom a little bit and I want to bring it up. Do you mind?
I did what I had to do to make sure that my filling became something that I was proud of.
But this is going to come together beautifully. It's going to bind and the flavors are all going to melt and it's going to be gorgeous.
Those olive pitters are the stupidest things I have ever seen. Those things were just breaking olives without getting the pit out.
We're wasting a lot of olives.
I am looking over and I am seeing the competitors start using heat. Back at our team, we're stuck on olive 20.
I'm really nervous. My professional opinion is I don't think we're gonna get these things pitted in time. We still gotta fill, we gotta bread, we gotta deep fry, we gotta skewer.
Right.
So ideally, the olives should have been done already.
That was a disaster with those olives. Simply a disaster.
Time is running out. Someone will be sent home after this batch-up challenge. And Deanna's team is still pitting olives.
The biggest crisis of the day was seeing those olives not getting pitted fast enough. I really, really, really got scared and thought, I'm gonna lose this competition. Jason said to me, why didn't you just write pitted olives in your original recipe? I guess I should have thought of it.
I need to tell you something. We have pitted olives for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We're gonna make it.
Okay.
We've got pitted olives. Count them up as fast as possible and let's finish on the filling. We're good.
Rosalind, you gotta pick up the pace here, baby. Coming after you, don't want to get rolled over by Big John. Yep, don't re-roll it.
Yay!
So, okay, so you got...
John's getting into action!
Okay, you're gonna need to add some spice there. While you're in the kitchen, you say what needs to be said to get done what needs to get done.
Look at that. It's delicious. So exciting.
It smells like $1 million.
It does. It actually smells like $250,000.
I have one task, and it's to get it done. And although my heart is beating, I'm just going and going and going.
Drop these ones in.
5 times 30 is what, 180?
John, it actually looks like we got to where we needed to get to.
Oh, my goodness.
Good job. I didn't think we were going to get there.
So did I, Maggie.
But you know what?
It did work. I gotta say, it's, I'll be cooking them at home in the oven and finishing them on the grill.
Woo!
All right. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome back, competitors and product development mentors. Please present your batches to the judges. We'll start with Sarah, her mentor David, and Sarah's itty bitty meat pies.
Tell us how it went, Sarah.
It was crazy. Like, having to ramp up your quantities like that was insane for me. And
What brought her back was her palate. You know, the first part was really crazy.
What brought her back from what?
The craziness from adding some of this and some of that, and we definitely got off the beaten track when it came to the recipe.
How do you find the taste of this? Like,
Well, I find it quite different, actually. The first time I tasted it, it tasted a little more exciting, different notes. And I find here, I'm getting a stronger, like the cloves and the allspice taste for me. So to me, it tastes a little more traditional.
Before we had the richness in the filling, now the richness is in the pastry.
It looks beautiful. Proud to serve it as an appetizer. The taste is very different than when you first came in, but you did a great job.
Okay, judges, let's move on to John, his mentor Maggie, and John's chicken grenades.
The taste is, I mean, I like still the bacon and the chicken and the hot pepper. The problem is that since it's more than a one bite, if I just nibble off the end and I get no heat, you lose, you know, then it's chicken and bacon, which isn't very exciting. So you really have to have it all in there at once.
I have to say, as mom of a teenage boy, that I probably couldn't keep enough of these in the house.
This is certainly boy food. I just think you need to make the cheese. If you're gonna have it in there at all, bring it back.
And finally, we have Deanna, her mentor Jason, and Deanna's Olive la Pedonese.
Oh, well done.
Deanna, tell us your story.
I had a really huge challenge because, unlike everybody else, I had to make 1,000 of these.
It's drier. It's not as moist as it was.
It's
to
very
dip it
dry,
in.
and it doesn't even taste deep fried. It tastes baked.
I think the meat tastes very good. The olive and the meat are still, you know, a really nice little package. And it would be very complimentary with, you know, martinis and that sort of sophisticated party. I can totally see it.
I think you have something quite innovative. I think it looks fantastic, so I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
All right, Sarah, John, Deanna, it's now time for you and your mentors to leave so that the judges can deliberate. And as you know, when you come back, one of your Recipe to Riches journeys will be over. Please step outside. So judges, what do you think?
Deanna's olives.
What was great about that was the crunchiness of the deep fried, thin outside layer. Now it's a thick, stodgy thing.
It's still really good, but her coating suffered. So this is one didn't improve.
But she really still has a very unique and original idea. Who wouldn't buy this and put as part of their appetizer selection?
I think Sarah's tourtière, I kind of like that they're retro a bit. That could practically be a national Canadian dish. Now it's a lot of pastry, really thick. So I don't know.
If you're wanting to serve a traditional plated appetizer, those itty-bitty meat pies with a nice little frisee salad could actually, you know, be a knife and fork thing, too.
Yeah.
John's grenades certainly have wide appeal.
The only challenge I would give to this, when it used the word chicken grenades, this to me looks like a bacon appetizer.
The chicken's the thing you actually don't taste. It's just meat.
It's the vector.
You
It
taste
keeps
bacon
everything
and
else
you
going.
taste heat. And the cheese, we lost the taste of the cheese completely there.
All right, judges, have you made a decision?
Absolutely.
Yes.
As of right now, all three of you are still in the running for tonight's prize of $25,000. Distribution as a President's Choice product available on grocery store shelves this weekend. And a shot, the grand prize of $250,000. However, one of you is about to be sent home. Let's find out who after the break. Our judges went coast to coast looking for Canada's best recipes. 3 emerged as the most appetizing appetizers. But that group of 3 is about to become 2.
Sarah, John, Deanna, this wasn't an easy decision. Sarah, your Recipe to Riches journey is over. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for having me, you guys.
Sarah, you made one of Canada's top 3 appetizers. You should be very proud of that.
I am.
Congratulations for making it this far.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, Sarah.
Perhaps if I just had my head on a little bit more, it would have played out differently today. I mean, they still said they were lovely. It's just lovely isn't gonna win the prize.
So guys, you excited?
Oh, yeah.
Ready to move on?
Ready to go.
Oh my God.
2 great products, a lot on the line.
Right.
You're going to brainstorm with 2 of the best creative teams in the country to help bring your appetizer to the market with a splash.
And I'm thinking, hold on, what are we talking about here?
And with their help, you're gonna have to think about things like product name.
Your brand name right now is Chicken Grenades. I see a lot of bacon. Your name I couldn't pronounce unless I had the sophistication to be a world traveler like Jesse. Something to think about.
This is crunch time. And my heart's just doing flips.
You'll also have to stage a public event that proves that your appetizer is commercially viable. You have to prove people want to buy it. So make sure you come back with tangible results.
Okay.
Here are their addresses. You have just 24 hours starting now. Good luck, and off you go.
Thank you.
Good luck, you guys.
Good luck. Have fun.
Hello. I'm Natalie.
As soon as we get into that meeting, it starts getting really fast and really big.
This is called a chicken grenade.
You set on that? You want that as a
No,
name?
I'm not set on that.
Why
No,
not?
no, everything's on the table.
Okay.
You come up with a better name, let's go. You know, I flash back to Tony this morning, and Tony's saying, maybe you need to check the name.
I like the danger aspect of it, the explosion.
Chicken grenades can work. If you like it and that's the name you want, let's run with it.
Let's go.
What's the name of it?
Olive Lapidonesi is the name now, but we might need to change the name as that's something that has been already brought to my attention.
To have Leponese is really important to have that credibility. And
The name is giving it this idea of warmth and culture and taste.
So I think that we all agree, and I think that you agree as well, that let's stick with the name.
I agree wholeheartedly. You know, I didn't want to call them like tiny, weeny, cutesy balls.
You might not want to call it that either.
Anyway, it's another approach. All right, so here's the deal.
Okay.
These need to be sampled on the streets of Toronto tomorrow.
Excellent.
Tough task, 20 hours to do it.
Okay, talking about what kind of thing could we do, where could we go, what's our target market?
What about the guys from the firefighter calendar?
With their shirts off, preferably.
We talked about kind of a flavor explosion. They're here to keep things under control, make sure it's fine, like
right
create
on.
a bit of a stunt.
Love that. We're gonna have firefighters, and we're gonna have female models, and it's gonna be a big splash, a big event.
They're a cocktail appetizer.
Cocktail party, high-end, super fun, beautiful.
Photo! Yay, Natalie!
We create like a whole bar,
Why don't we-
right?
Yeah, why
Like
don't we
with
do
a
that?
wall of the olives. I've got a lot of work ahead of me, and I am out of my comfort zone and element.
Explosive flavors.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, simple,
Yeah, it's
easy to
quick.
read.
Everything is riding on tomorrow's results. And if Toronto can give me the 2 thumbs up that I think they're gonna give me, then the judges are gonna look at that and go, you know what? These chicken grenades rock.
Is this kind of what you're looking for?
Nothing can prepare you to be in this moment and having to be in charge and getting it out there. Tomorrow, I am going to get these olives to every single person that crosses my path.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Look, we got, looks a little disorganized though. Look, I think we need to set this up. I was hitting 10 out of 10 on the stress meter. I've got fire helmets, I've got fireman suits, I've got signs that aren't up in place. Some things are in place, but everything's all over the place. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Canada premiere of the chicken grenade. I didn't even see a person on the street. I don't even think a car drove by. Come on, all you buildings, come on down, chicken grenades, let's go, let's go. And I look over, and there are my judges. There are the judges for the show. It was nerve-wracking.
No, come this way.
What time do people in Toronto take lunch? Like, this should be the busiest spot. This should be honking with people. I'm getting a little bit of panic. It's not looking good.
This is gonna be so good. Okay, this has gotta go fast. Fast, fast, fast.
We get to Dundas Square, and I'm nervous, and I don't know if everything's gonna be ready in time.
We're gonna have a lot of crowds.
Okay.
A lot of fans. It's gonna be a big, big deal. Do you have a gun?
The event is about to start, and where my sandwich board used to be are 3 construction guys.
What are you guys doing?
They could have been anywhere else on the planet, but no, all their cement holes are just framing my little lounge.
Two delicious appetizers, but only one can win. John's recruited some firefighters to handle the explosive flavors of his chicken skewers.
Oh my God!
Meanwhile, Deanna's Instant Cocktail Lounge won't lure patrons to her stuffed olives if they can't hear themselves think.
I discover that they have to patch up a whole bunch of pieces of cement right around my lounge.
How long are you guys gonna be?
Maybe half hour, hour.
Half hour or an hour?
Possibly.
So I asked them really, really nicely, can you pretty please do this later? And they said, we're paid by the hour. We're gonna go for lunch.
You guys are so rock and roll. Thank you. Thank you.
So, disaster averted.
Okay, foodies, how we doing?
Ready to rock and roll.
Oh, look at the grenades. Yeah, baby. Okay. I'm looking at the site. I'm looking at my firemen and the models. I just wish we had more people.
They're delicious. They're in the Loblaw. Thank you.
Did you enjoy the product? Yeah, it was really good. All right. Would you buy the product? Yeah, I'd totally buy this.
Great, actually.
Yeah?
It is good.
It was epic.
Okay. All right, epic.
Would you buy it? Yeah.
So far, the feedback you're getting is
Completely positive. All yes, all the way through.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
Wow.
I feel really good about the quality of the feedback I'm getting, but on the other side of that, I'm really concerned that our site isn't generating the kind of lunchtime traffic that I thought we were going to have.
1, 2, 3. Okay, team, let's go.
Everyone's kind of just standing there. I have got to go out and get these people off the street and into the lounge.
They're my recipe, and I made them myself. Will you try one? Sure. Come on in. It's for a show.
What can I do to sell these to you?
Would you say you like it?
No.
Yes? And let me ask you, would you buy it?
Possibly, yeah.
How do you feel?
Invigorated.
Oh, that's wonderful! That's wonderful!
Most people were like, yeah, I love them. Yeah, I'd buy them. Yeah, I'd recommend them to a friend. And where can I buy them?
Oh, thank you! She wants to buy them right now!
They're unique.
All right.
Never had anything quite like that before.
Please, you take your time. Those need to be savored. You can't rush through them. You gotta taste them.
I would, actually.
Yeah?
I'm feeling really good. If I go home, they did not get it. And Canada is losing out on an unbelievable appetizer. I mean, it's something new.
You guys rock. You girls are awesome. I just can't thank you enough. I'm hopeful. I want it. I'm excited. I can't wait to find out how I did.
John, Deanna, get ready, because one of you is about to win tonight's prize of $25,000, distribution as a President's Choice product this weekend. But not only that, because whoever wins here tonight instantly becomes one of 7 finalists competing for the grand prize of $250,000. It's an important decision, which is why we've added a 4th chair to our judges' table. That's right. It's time to meet the 4th judge on our panel, the man in charge of Canada's largest food retailer and the home of Canada's best-selling food brand, President's Choice. Loblaw's executive chairman, Galen Weston.
Oh, wow. Hello, John.
Hi.
Deanna.
Hello.
Wow.
Jesse.
Galen.
Judges.
Hello.
Hi, Galen.
So, did you have a good time today?
Yes.
Outstanding. Yeah. Had a lot of fun.
So we're here tonight to talk about appetizers. Your products are fantastic, but taste is not the only thing to make a product successful in a grocery store. 300 million meatballs are eaten by Canadians every year. And both of your products are quasi-meatballs. What it says is that you got a lot of competition. So I know the two of you have been paired up with marketing experts, so could you tell us a little bit about how that went? John?
We had a fantastic time. I walk in, I meet Adrian, the president of the company. I've got the chicken grenades with me. The name certainly does describe the flavor experience when you try the product, and it was unanimous that the name's here to stay.
John, the grenades worked, obviously, with the fire and the explosion. I liked your signage. I liked all that. I did think, where is everybody?
You were starving for attention. There just wasn't people there, but there was office towers all around you. And I didn't see your people working to bring people out to it.
How are you going to distinguish yourself on the shelf? How are you going to get people to see this as something more than another funny flavored meatball?
It's more than a meatball. There's so much more flavor explosion going on. I'm personally very fond of bacon-wrapped scallops. And so this is kind of that bacon-wrapped scallop.
With a bacon-wrapped scallop, you still see scallop. The
Right.
worry here is all you really see is bacon.
Tell me why bacon didn't become part of your name.
There's so much more going on than just bacon, and I don't want to target a bacon product.
A consumer will read, 80% of them will read the brand name.
Okay.
Only 20% will go to body copy. So what I'm getting is chicken grenade.
Deanna, tell us a little bit about yours.
Well, we had a similar experience with the name. With my name, Olive Lapidonesi, there's been a lot of talk because if you're not Italian, it may be a little bit difficult to pronounce.
And ask for at the grocery store.
And ask for at the grocery store. However, I was really attached to it. I really feel like it gives authenticity. And you know what? People didn't know what carbonara was or Szechuan was or pad thai was, but they do now. Those dishes are associated with these really strong names, and they compete with no one.
I haven't decided yet whether I like the name or not. What I do like is that you went for something unique.
You convinced me on the name, and I think the tradition and the authenticity, I like that you stuck with it.
I did ask a couple people leaving your event what the name was, and they're like, so I'm not sure. It's going to take time to build that name.
What percentage of the consumers eat olives?
I think a lot of people like olives. Not everybody likes anything. Olives is just one of those foods.
Well, it's a great question because I'm actually not a big olive fan. It is, I think, an important point. How big is the opportunity if it's as polarizing a flavor as an olive can be? So you were both asked to get some tangible results. What percentage of them would actually buy it in the store?
81%. They loved it. I saw a number of people who said, I don't really like olives, but I really like these. So that made me very happy.
Yeah. John, what about you? What did the results say?
I was very excited about it. We had 97% said they would buy the product.
Yeah, they're both promising results.
This is, to me, a neck-and-neck horse race.
Our judges must now decide which of you is tonight's winner. Let's find out who after the break. Our judges are about to decide whether John or Deanna leave here tonight with $25,000. Whether John's chicken grenades or Deanna's olive lapidonese will become a prestigious President's Choice product on grocery store shelves across the country this weekend.